James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined. The Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on Sports Grid.
Grandma Bear, who owns the football team, probably comes in, gives a little, oh, hey, you're such a good little boy out there. Congratulations, the way you coach this football team. I'm never going to fire you.
Totally, I missed you pinching your own cheek as I was looking down and did not know we were getting.
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there with that guy named Ben. Like, that's what your grandma would do to you when you go see her on Thanksgiving or Christmas,
The Early Line, only on Sports Grid.
Tony Bennett stepping down and resigning from Virginia right before the season started versus a Villanova team that, folks, I gotta take my glasses off. I can't figure this team out. I can't figure this team out for 2 damn years. And the problem that keeps coming up is the coaching of Kyle Neptune.
Betting above the rim, only on Sports Grid.
Back at it with Pro Football today, the halftime show with Casey Hudson and Tom Vecchio, running through the Monday Night Madness. Texans, Cowboys, Texans on top 17-10 as these two teams go and figure out what to adjust on the second half of this game. Now, let's take this offense by offense for a second. I stand corrected, not 10 targets for the Cowboys, but a measly 9 targets. Not measly, that kind of contradicts itself. But regardless, the unexpected has been a big theme for this. Now, when we're looking at these odds and numbers, Tom, I mentioned the fact that it jumped from 7.5 to 9.5, 48.5, up to 51.5, and I think it came back down to 48. What do you think these numbers are trying to tell us when it comes to the second half of this matchup? Because Texans unable to get much down the field offensively, closing out the first half of this game, and Cowboys probably on a little bit of a momentous high with what their defensive line is doing and with the trust in Cooper Rush being able to air out the ball.
Yeah, the 7.5 is obviously the key number that, we talked about it pre-show with Dave. It's like they want you to bet the 7.5, obviously, because that's a key number getting past the hook. The Cowboys do get the ball coming out of halftime. So, they move the ball well, like surprisingly well in the first half. So if they can go out there and put up some points, obviously that number is going to drop. The total, I'd be more confident in the total than like having to pick a side with either one team. Especially if we see the Cowboys continue to move the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Texans win, the Cowboys cover, but ultimately we do see the over. And I think that's what I want to be focused in on. Is going to be more points and more yards ultimately in the second half. That's where I think things should be leaning. As you mentioned, 9 different players caught a pass for the Cowboys in the first half. Now, one of them is Jake Ferguson, who has been ruled out with concussion. So 8 other players being involved it makes it tough from a prop betting perspective, right? Where we just don't know who the ball is going to. Obviously, Turpin has the 1 catch for 64 yards. That was his only target of game, 1 single catch for 64 yards. You would like to say that we see CeeDee Lamb more involved. You would like to say Rico Dowdle continues to be involved out of the backfield, although he's been a little bit ineffective. So those are the players I would trust the most. We don't want to be going to some of these backup. Like, I'm not betting on Ezekiel Elliott receiving yards.
Yeah, I'd probably stay away from that one as well. And look, Dave mentioned something else on the pregame show. He said that last week we didn't see that yak out of CeeDee Lamb. We saw a few plays where he really tried to fight for it. So with all the expectation, with what he means to this Cowboys team, 4 receptions for 32 yards. I think we can up the ante on the second half of this. Again, the confidence is starting to be established. It just depends on how hot Rush can continue to get, or if they try to lean on the run game come the second half of the matchup. Now, one thing that I do want to ask you about is C.J. Stroud sitting at 159 passing yards. Yes, he has that interception, but seeing as how we all expected more out of Nico Collins and C.J. Stroud connection-wise, and then his prop was sitting at 235, came down to that 229 during the pregame show.
Mm-hmm.
Is this anything that you would gauge on the prop side, as well as, more expectation out of Nico Collins on the other side of this halftime?
I mean, I would love to see Nico Collins more involved. Vinny, if we could flash the QB graphics just to show where they are, because, Cooper Rush, obviously, a significant step up from what we saw from him last week with only 45. Yeah. He's 6 yards away from going over his total, which is, he needs 178, so he's 6 yards away from going over that. Stroud is on pace, especially with the way things have gone. Stroud's on pace to go over on a lot of his props, except touchdowns, just because he would need the 2. I don't know. The second half, I think, it is tough to judge. I think that the best option is Dalton Schultz over 28.5 receiving yards. He's already sitting at 20. He does have the 3 targets for the 2 catches, which I like to see. So that's where I've jumped in, Schultz over 28. That's where I think they should be going. Hopefully, if it's not going to be Nico Collins, again, not expecting Joe Mixon to play a big role in the passing game. I think they need to commit to the running game. They had so much success there in the first half. I think that needs to be the start of the offense, and then they can build the passing game after they have the rushing established.
All right. I like the sound of that, and I think it is probably smart to hop in on those lines that you were mentioning. Now, I did say that at least 2 of my things hit that I had. I had Michi over 14.5 receiving yards. He got it with the 1 16-yard reception, but then you've got Mixon. I combined the receiving and rush yards over 113.5, and it looks like combination-wise, he's either right there or has hit that one thus far. Dowdo, I still need to get over 2.5 receptions. He's sitting at 2. Rush-wise, I could just be out of luck, and then I went with pass attempts for Stroud because I was expecting a lot more action between him and now having Collins back in the mix, and then you guys were talking about Tank Dell in the pregame, and then you guys know how high up I've been on Michi after his performance versus the Lions. So is there anyone that you feel confident about getting in the end zone for the Texans outside of Joe Mixon? Because 2 rushing touchdowns has gotten the job done. I talked with Donnie in the pregame show, and I said, hey, if this is where everyone's leaning towards Mixon getting into the end zone there, could we look at 2+ touchdowns for plus money? He is the lone holder of the touchdowns. So is there anybody else you can see getting in the mix?
I would like it to be Collins, but, seeing the way that Tank Dell has operated in the red zone over the past few weeks, it was good to see that he has at least some connection with C.J. Stroud. Now, of course, we're looking at sample size of when Nico Collins wasn't involved in the offense. Tank Dell did play a good role, especially as a bit of a deep ball threat we saw in some of the games. So I think Tank Dell is the answer if you're not already involved in Joe Mixon, you're not involved in an SGP that maybe has Collins, you were banking on a big return as I was, and you're just looking to get a little bit of action in the second half. I think Tank Dell might be the best answer. And then I would probably look to Schoonemaker for the Cowboys, the backup tight end who's stepping in because Jake Ferguson is out.
Yes, that was one of the guys that In-Game Live was monitoring. They're like, who just caught that ball? And then in unison, you hear them yell the tight end's name, and they're like, who is this guy? So a number of players to keep an eye on. If you're just learning about them, congratulations. We're all kind of on the same page with that. Now, kind of looking at some of the rush stuff, Mixon's numbers jump up to 117 rushing yards. Do you think that we see the run game pick up on the second half of this matchup?
I think they have to, right? At a certain point, especially if the Texans can stop the Cowboys get the ball coming out of the second half, right? Yeah. So if the Texans can stop them, hey, they have the lead. They're up 7 points. Let's just get things going back on offense. Let's get things going to where it was in the first quarter, and that's starting off with Joe Mixon and then involving the passing game from there. And, Joe Mixon, as I said on the pregame show, Joe Mixon is on his way for 20-plus carries and hitting the century mark for 100 yards on the ground. That's what I was, pretty adamant about on the pregame show. He is well on pace to do that. So get a stop coming out of halftime, give the ball to Joe Mixon, see him start to pick up these yards, and then I think that's where we can see some explosive plays from Collins or Tank Dell down the field. I will say also the LOL segment, Joe Mixon for 50-plus rushing yards in each half is very much alive. He had 71 in the first half. I would like to see him get 50-plus in the second half. I would like to see Nico Collins get in the end zone in the second half. I think the Texans, of course, will still win this game. I think we're in a good spot.
I think so, too. I think you get that. I think that works out in your favor because that 117 isn't feeling so far away, and I think that everything you just said is perfect and on point. Not to mention is that you did mention moments ago the fact that even if he goes up for more pass catching, he could be the Swiss Army knife of this second half. And for anybody that wants to jump on that, 43.5 is his receiving yards total. He's sitting at 37, leading the wide receiving room for the Texans right now. So a number of options and opportunities when the second half comes about, but you know the in-game live crew is going to run you through all of those options and opportunities, as well as the live lines and movement to keep you guys atop of all of the best bets and angles. Tom, you think the Cowboys find the end zone? They're coming in with a chip on their shoulder, a little bit more confidence. Maybe they get some rhythm going?
I think they find it in the second half a second time, but not on the opening drive.
Not on the opening drive. All right, let's see how crazy some things can get. It's Monday Night Football. It's C.J. Stroud's first primetime start. Not an appearance, but start, that is. Texans got to clean some things up. It's time for them to pull their performance together, and more importantly, the Cowboys are going to want to try to keep this one interesting. 8 targets, 9 targets. Who cares? Where more for more Monday Night Madness? Stick with the in-game live crew here on Sports Grid TV.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
The Seahawks, I expected a bounce back after that poor performance against Buffalo the week before. They took the Rams right down to the wire.
The Cardinals are the top spot at the moment. That's not going to hold. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals are not going to win this division, but they are 5-4. After that, you've got the Rams, the Niners, each 4-4. The Niners, God willing, man. I mean, if Christian McCaffrey ever does come back.
Newswire, only on Sports Grid.
Are they definitely done with Daniel Jones from this point? And any shot that Dable is off the sidelines, meaning he gets fired before next season?
They have a general manager in Joe Shane. Every big move has to get approval by ownership. So look, the bottom line is they don't know who their future quarterback is past this season. Tommy DeVito's clearly not the answer. They don't have it. Drew Lock's not the answer.
Pro Football Today, only on Sports Grid.
A lot of concern, I would say, for Georgia and Carson Beck. 3 interceptions once again. His third 3-interception game in the last 5 for UGA.
You can argue if they had Alex Orji as their starting quarterback for Georgia, they would be perfect and unbeaten right now just by not turning the football over and running it with your talented backfield.
The Early Line, only on Sports Grid.
The Seahawks, I expected a bounce back after that poor performance.
Back right here on Sports Grid. It's your in-game live crew, the Pro Football Today crew. Joe Lisi, Donnie Wright, side of Kevin Walsh with you. The Dallas Cowboys opening drive of the second half has already come and gone. It started with a Dowdle run, then a sack. Then it looked like CeeDee Lamb might be able to make a play on 3rd and long and an underneath route that just did not come in. It pushes Houston back up to double-digit favorites for the first time in some time here, now at 10.5. But it is just plus 104. Your total in this game is 46.5. Joe, what are you looking for from the Texans offense right now?
Well, again, be aggressive, right? I mean, Stroud struggled a little bit in terms of the consistency in the 2-minute drill. You want to break out. You want to get those wide receivers involved. I want to see Tank Dell. I do want to see Nico Collins down the field as opposed to bubble screens. Want to see him attack that Dallas defense over the top. Offensive line needs to get better, Donnie. We saw them struggle in the 2-minute. Stroud was under pressure, got sacked or got pressured, got the football out. They need to be more aggressive. But I do like, I'll still say this, the 560 staring me in the face right now for Dallas. If the defense played the way it did over the last 8 minutes of the second quarter, I might want to jump on, double down on the 10.5 and plus 560.
I tried to take one of those plays where I take a look and say, all right, C.J. Stroud's 13 of 20 for $159. He's actually having a pretty good first half. Sort of collapsed late, but the pressure, it looks like, for the Dallas Cowboys is starting to get home, which is why I went to Joe Mixon's receiving props. If you feel that those props, or excuse me, that pass rush is getting home, why not take a shot at one of those dump-off passes, 2 dump-off passes, a screen pass to Mixon? I think he gets 5 yards in the second half here. That's where I went.
Are you shocked about the total? I mean, 46.5, we have 27. I mean, we sort of slowed down a little bit. We were in the 50s.
Yeah, I am kind of one-track minded right now, so it's going to be a little hard, but I fully just think Stroud's going to keep throwing all over the field, personally. I look
take attempts?
Well, I'd rather take yards because I think he'll hit a big one. With Collins out there for him, with Tank Dell kind of still waiting to break through. This is, to me, a situation where this football team last week lost after being up, 23-7 at half?
Yeah.
Something like that.
23-6, something like that. Right?
They didn't score in the second half. I think the Texans should be able to score on this opening drive. I know we talked about the pressure, but it was, for me, more one drive than 2 drives, and it was a drive where what Houston was calling was very predictable, and it allowed Dallas to pin their ears back.
It's more of a confidence factor as well, right? And maybe it's not just Stroud, but in terms of Slowick with the play calling. Because go back to the last 2 games. Not a complete game against the Jets.
Yeah.
Second half, they were completely shut down. They were shut down in the second half against Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a dead team in Dallas. You should be able to throttle this team. I mean, based off of just knowing that you're more complete. Is that Dell?
That's Dell.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
extension of the running game.
Yeah.
But also those tunnel screens have looked dangerous all night.
They've been good.
Yeah.
They've been good. I'm just saying, I mean, for Nico, if you're going to back, I mean, his halftime number was 49.5.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Nico catch the 15-yard dig route. I want to see the post pattern.
You guys see that there on the broadcast? Showing
Yeah.
4.5 yards per play.
Yeah.
I mentioned to you guys just watching Houston football this year, they love to run the ball on second down, specifically 2nd and 10, it seems, and go nowhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So Bobby's got to break some of those tendencies there, Jeff.
But see,
And there it is.
And by the
First
way,
down.
real
Dell?
quick on this, very first play was a quick shot to Tank Dell. Second play, 3-step drop in the pocket, get the ball out quick, not letting that pass rush get there. So some good adjustments so far by Slowick. We'll see if he can continue.
Yeah, definitely. What was the number on Stroud for 2+ touchdowns second half? Did we see that?
Let's
number?
just get
been a
one.
good
What about
number.
1+ touchdown second half? Let's get the vibes going.
I'll look for you, Joe. I don't know if it'll be up
Tanks
right now.
lose all his numbers, Joe? What does he got?
Tank's number was
It's locked,
49.5.
Yeah. What's he got now?
Well, 42.
Yeah, he's on his way.
All right.
Currently locked, though, on that.
I think you'd be aggressive here. Forget Mixon right now.
7-man box. They're going to run. Oh,
No.
good. Okay.
Oh,
dump it.
Throw it
Run
in.
it. There we go. Good play. All right, let's get some
Kev,
plus
how many yards was that?
It's funny as I think it was only 2.
Aye.
You know, but here's the thing, Joe, right? So, and the reason why I didn't
2
jump
carries, 6 yards.
is so it's 3, so he stays under. But so it was he had 3 at the time. It was 6.5, right? So at halftime, that number dropped down to 3.5. I didn't beat you. It's not like, oh man, look, I did so well. It's just you're just surviving, right? You're just surviving, and it's a play like that where not a designed run, right? He's supposed to just hit the flat, but they covered it well, so he just gained a couple of yards there. You can't run it here. I'm sorry, you just can't.
No, it's definitely not a run. Love this. I love this play call.
Yeah, it is, Joe.
I love this play call. Like, that is Slowick making adjustments here. I love to see it. Get the ball out quick. Don't run the football. No big 5-step drops here. Boom, boom, boom.
All right.
You know what that does, too? Brings those DBs up.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Go shot down.
But I think, to your point, DRS, too, if they're adjusting to over-aggressiveness,
yes,
man, that mix and screen pass should really be there.
Correct.
Really, really should.
Correct.
And it's the type of yardage where there's not a moment in this game you're like, come on, right? You got all game.
Getting them running sideline to sideline. Next thing is, play action, take a shot, post pattern.
Yeah.
Single man, man-to-man coverage.
DBs are off.
100%.
There's Mixon.
That's all right. Keep moving. Good start to the second half here for the Texans.
Looks like, the game flow.
Yeah.
Looks like an over to me. 46.5 looks light, doesn't it?
Yards.
You need to put the pressure back on Dallas.
24. I'm just thinking it out.
Yeah.
24-10 is 34.
You have to get the pressure back on Dallas.
You need 2 touchdowns in basically a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
Right? And you know that Dallas is going to be throwing. Running game's non-existent. It's not like established a run. They have no push from an offensive perspective. That's why I say I like Cooper Rush. What are you laughing
at? What I'm laughing at is basically, unless Milwaukee fouls, the Rockets will cover.
Beautiful.
Because this Bucks team is just so terrible.
You didn't take the Bucks. There you go. Look at that ball. Go, turn it up. Turn it up.
Ooh. That's what I
This is not Mixon territory.
See?
This is not Mixon territory.
Can we get Dalton Schultz?
I think I need to get next to the TV.
Get the TV.
You got a
ready.
camera on me?
Yeah, get a camera on.
Come on.
And listen, I know this is people going to think hindsight. What is it? But he was something that really stood out to me at the half.
What's he got now, Nico?
54.
Okay.
I don't have his.
But Donnie, his halftime number 46.5. All just cleared now on that. Wow, the DRS cam. Of course, we're going to hit the commercial.
Oh, come on. Really? Extend it?
Just throw it.
Just throw it right now. Touchdown over the top. Why is Nico not on the field? Why is he not on the field?
Just throw it.
Come on.
Just throw it.
No run.
No.
Yeah.
Oh. Break it. All right, we're going to take a quick break with you. We're here on Sports Grid.
Tried to pop pass.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on Sports Grid.
Grandma Bear, who owns the football team, probably comes in, gives a little, oh, man, you're such a good little boy out there. Congratulations, the way you coach this football team. I'm never going to fire you.
Totally, I missed you pinching your own cheek as I was looking down and did not know we were getting.
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show. Guy named Ben. Like, that's what your grandma would do to you when you go see her on Thanksgiving or Christmas,
The Early Line, only on Sports Grid.
Together, both Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson had huge nights. Aaron Rodgers loves the 2 big targets, and he says if this is going to happen, going to be very tough on the defense to decide who they want to go after.
Adams and this kid, Wilson, I won't deny what they can do, but nobody else does jack.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on Sports Grid.
Back with you right here on Sports Grid. A holding penalty put this drive up against it for Houston. Mixon had a chance on an angle pattern.
Would have got my number, too.
Could not haul it in, Donnie. They have to settle for the field goal to get a double-digit lead, though, of 20-10. Kaimi Fairbairn does make good on the kick. So now you have yourselves a Texans double-digit lead We still all wait on the passing touchdown. 45.5 is your total. 10.5 is the spread, Donnie.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting the way that play worked out, too, because you're right. That holding paddle held him back, but the same thing is still coming forward. I loved what Houston did out of the start of the break here, throwing quick passes, but it just seems like the Dallas defensive line is eating the Texans' offensive line. Like 3rd and 8, of course you know it's a pass, they're going to bring heat, but the fact that he didn't even have 2 seconds to throw a slant pass, and to Mixon of all people, nothing has a chance to develop right now. That could be an issue for the rest of the game.
I will say one number that stands out, Tank Dell, 50.5, he's at 42. I mean, not a bad look. I mean, Nico's up to 68.5. He's at 54. To your point, I think C.J. Stroud's going to continue to deal here. But Tank Dell, I mean, Dalton Schultz, you want to take a shot, he needs a half a yard. I mean, that's not a bad look either. On Dallas, who can we rely on besides CD? I mean, they're not even on FD. They're not even posting anybody outside Tolbert and Dowdle. So...
Yeah, I think now for me, the Texans' aggressiveness could be impacted by what Dallas does here. I hate to say it, but the Cowboys are now a team that is in this game because on 3rd and 10, instead of an incomplete pass, they had a 64-yard touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Where this thing would feel a lot different if not for that play.
Yeah.
The play exists. Rush has a $180 passing. They've moved the football, so I'm not trying to pretend that they've been incompetent, but they've not been great within this game. And Houston does have the chance to extend here. They're not going to, maybe run hurry-up offense. But, man, I do think Stroud can rip this team apart. I'm still tempted by his alts. Tank Dell makes sense. Nico Collins still makes sense. These, all things that I certainly was looking at. I mean, Mixon Donnie's down to 37.5. I know for you, not really a necessary double down, but for anyone out there, I think that still makes plenty of sense.
Yeah, I'm looking, and again, he had that chance on a slant pass there to get 5 yards, but we're still looking for that offense to open up. This is going to be a very pivotal drive for the Dallas Cowboys, who have actually been lively on offense, to say the least, compared to what they were last year against the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know if it's at that point yet where you're still trying to open up the ground game, which hasn't been there with Rico Dowdle. I just want to see how Cooper Rush handles this, and also the adjustments that you're going to see from Houston on defense to see how it impacts. Because if we're looking at a turnover, this game could end quickly, but as we're rooting on, who would have thought one touchdown pass at a C.J. Stroud in this game when the other guy already has a touchdown pass? That's what the goal is.
Yeah, let me just say, good number on Mechie. I mean, it sounds crazy.
God, you cut it out. Come on with the Mechie.
Okay, he's got 30. He's got 30 yards, 33 yards, 40 plus, 2-1. All right, no, okay, that's 7 yards. But why is that not? You want to take somebody minus 290? Take somebody minus 114. Guy needs 7 yards.
Yeah.
To get 2-1. Why is that a bad look? Because it doesn't fit your wallet.
No, it's because it's always Mechie. It's always Mechie.
Well, who do you want me to go to? You want me to go to Tolbert? I already gave it out. You want me to go to Turpin?
Yes.
Turpin for 150 yards.
Now that's the Joe
CD,
Lisi I know.
Nico, Mixon, the
Cookie
same
cutter.
3 guys
Let's
the
go
whole
cookie
game.
cutter.
Can we give somebody else?
Oh, pop pass. That counts.
CD,
That's pass
there you
yards.
go. That counts as yards.
CD.
I'm going with Mechie.
The best part about CD now sits at 51 yards, which he's through my number, and I still need a touchdown pass.
That's it. Just keep
Stroud.
going. CD for 150
There you go. Up him.
yards.
What do you get? Just take him again, Joe?
I
Get
did.
him again?
I doubled down.
All
Same
right, good.
3 guys.
Good.
Who do you like? I like CD. All right, good look. Who do you like? Nico. Oh, great. It's wonderful. Who else are we going to go to? I'm trying to give other options.
You give the same option all 3 quarters.
Because that's all they have on FD right now. I'm looking at FD. Who else do you want to go? Dalton Schultz. It's the same guy. Joe Mixon
except for when we get in the red zone, then you are going to say Dalton.
Oh, wow. Is that Lupke?
Yeah, it is.
Do they have Lupke, Joe?
No, they don't.
They should. Lupke would be a good look. I could see him getting a short one.
I hope he gets
is that Deuce Vaughn, actually?
That is Deuce Vaughn. What a waste of a pick.
Yeah,
Not even utilized.
Did they draft him because his dad worked in the organization? That was all. It
was like Darren Sproles
What's funny is when they did that, Donnie, everyone loved it, appreciated it. They tweeted out the video, and it was a great thing for the organization. It's interesting how that works.
Yeah, one guy on merit, the other guy.
but it
just
sounded like
No, because you literally just made the comment it wasn't on
I'll
merit.
take it back.
I know.
I take that comment back.
I'd like to rescind that comment. It doesn't fit other narratives.
Oh, look at that chops over the middle.
Guy.
Why do I feel like we need a Dallas touchdown the worst way, though, to keep this action going? Come on.
Yeah, well, I have no idea what we need anymore.
Yeah.
But we need Mechie for 7 more yards. We'll be right back.
sharpest football contest show in the land. The Las Vegas Football Contest Show focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on Sports Grid.
Grandma Bear, who owns the football team, probably comes in, gives a little, oh, man, you're such a good little boy out there. Congratulations, the way you coach this football team. I'm never going to fire you.
Fortunately, I missed you pinching your own cheek as I was
that's what your
looking down
grandma
and did
does,
not
right?
know we were getting.
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there with that guy named Ben. Like, that's what your grandma would do to you when you go see her on Thanksgiving or Christmas,
The Early Line, only on Sports Grid.
Together, both Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson had huge nights. Aaron Rodgers loves the two big targets, and he says if this is going to happen, going to be very tough on the defense to decide who they want to go after.
Adams and this kid Wilson, I won't deny what they can do, but nobody else does jack.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on Sports Grid.
All right, back to right here on Sports Grid. CeeDee Lamb just called for what looked like a phantom pass interference. Usually you have to do a lot.
That was pass interference on the offense? Yeah, they never call that. They never call
Hook
that.
his arm. Here we go.
What else you could say CeeDee was trying to go for the ball?
All right, a surprising penalty call there, but perhaps a correct penalty call there on CeeDee Lamb. It pushes Dallas way back, and they have to be smart because the field goal still keeps this a one-possession game, and they're now in 2nd and 20 territory.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
What are they going to do? Screen to Deuce Vaughn?
The flat, get in the flat. He's open in the flat. Oh, gosh, Coop.
Uh-oh. You're going to have to run the ball here.
Starting to melt down.
You're going to have to run the ball here. Deuce Vaughn was just given like a whole drive, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is pretty interesting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stingley's
check Mike's
locking
in the back
that.
hot. Thank
check
you.
Mike, check back door, check Mike.
Appreciate it.
All right.
There you go.
Oh, it was Look at Tolbert running wide
Yeah.
open, Joe. Oh, Tolby.
That was a hype.
What has he got tonight anyway,
He's got
Tolby?
none. He's got 4 targets. Absolutely garbage.
What about, do you think he can get over 60.5 yards? Well, they're at the 50. I don't think he can get more than 50 yards.
Can we get 10
Come on,
yards
yeah, you
to
got
give us a short?
You got to, Coop. Come on, Coop. Coop.
See.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, what do you do here? You have to punt this,
Oh,
right?
I have to punt it,
Talk
absolutely.
about killing the total. This is killing the total.
That's unforgivable what they just did.
It is unforgivable.
You have
The task at hand was dump it over the middle for 5 yards.
You have the biggest leg in this league.
Yes.
And you go out there and on 2nd and 20 go pass with your backup quarterback?
Nice route, CD.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but what do you do here?
Do you punt?
You have no choice?
Defense.
I think I'd send him out there for the 63-yarder.
You would?
Whoa!
Good job.
Now, wait, did you cheat? He was
No, I
cheating.
didn't cheat.
He was
Give him
cheating,
the
wasn't
play
he?
sheet.
If he misses, I would love it, by the
I
way.
didn't cheat.
He got
Oh.
it. Did he get it?
Yeah, he did.
He nailed it. Man,
Would you like the miss there on that?
No,
Get the
I
ball
want
to
the
50?
yards. No, because
Oh,
I
you
need
want yards.
yards. I know what you're saying, but
Yeah, we're still live, though, on that, but I think I would have liked
Great.
50.
You want to take a shot on overtime now?
no, not for me. Oh,
No. This can't be. How would this be on the offense?
Come on.
This would be the most incompetent coaching staff in history if this somehow is a penalty on the offense for like an illegal formation. I think did they?
Is that a post?
It had to be on them. If they're asking them the question, they would have just declined it right away. Did they jump the center on this?
That's an automatic first down.
Is it?
Yes, it would absolutely be a personal foul.
Is it an automatic?
It's an automatic first down, honestly.
Can we get the
It
call?
doesn't even-
Oh, wait, let's see. Did he
What
rough
is
the kicker?
this?
What happened?
What is the call?
They don't know, clearly.
Personal foul. After or before? Whoa, there we go. All right, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek Barnett, Eagle. He knows his way around personal fouls.
See, I'll be honest
Well,
with you.
can we see it?
I'm just going to
here we
say,
go.
it feels like that is now just going to be.
Where was the head slap?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Whoa, he's such an idiot.
Why, you can't do that?
No.
Now, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, why? What is the rule?
No.
Old school rules you could.
Old school rules you could, where defenders would wear pads, and their move would be to bash you as soon as the snap. They
Can't
took
do
it
it.
away, so you
Can't do
can't
it.
make contact to the head like
All
that
right.
anymore. Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
Deacon
Get
Jones
Deuce
used to kill
Vaughn.
people.
Get Deuce
Ooh, that's a
Vaughn
nice
off
ball.
Tolbert, get up the field.
Toby.
Break a block.
All right, he threw his number, probably.
Well, 10.5
Yeah.
was his halftime or in-game. I just took it. All
Did
right.
you take it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
10.5 right here.
Wow.
I took it with Dallas on the money line. I took it straight. I did. I took 9.
What do we got? Come on now. We get a touchdown. We got juice here. Do we need any touchdowns for Dallas?
I did. I took
I'm
it straight.
sorry, but you got to
straight.
think, man. You got to think about all the stuff he throws out there.
Yeah.
I did. I
Think
took
about
it
all the
straight.
stuff that doesn't make air. Like, think about all the bets you take that you don't even tell us about. You take
Yeah.
Tolbert at the end of every.
Yep. At the end of
I swear.
At the end of every Dallas drive, you bet Tolbert.
Again.
At the end of every Houston drive, you bet Mechie. At the end of every Dallas drive, you take the
I
money
have a
line.
view. I'm sticking with it. I think Dallas is going to be in the game. I took it in 9-1.
I'll just tell you, they just popped a good number on Tolbert.
Yep.
Like, if he has a catch,
Yep.
it means his number changed. New good number
Love
on
it.
Tolbert.
Yep.
He's now at 15 yards. They
It's like
got
the
a 26
keep chasing
and a half.
the rabbit chasing
That's
the
it.
carrot the
That's
entire
it.
game.
Rabbit.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
He's got a
Wheel.
$140 in the
Two
game.
wheels.
Need him
I
for
forgot.
160 and a half.
Here we go.
He just got his 160. Now I need him for 180 and a half.
Give him the touchdown.
It's touchdown pass.
Smash it.
Oh, wow.
Super Bowl
My
leasing,
goodness.
man. They call him. Wow.
Now, what are we doing here? We just handing off for a field goal?
No.
Yes.
After
I mean,
watching
telling
that.
you, after watching that, Joe, that sounds like a dump down.
But it's like that's kind of the danger of them taking the field goal off the board. Is it just feels
They
like all they
wasted
did
time.
was waste time to get the same result. Man, I mean, he did make a great break on that ball there. Is that? Let me ask you, Donnie, in
Yeah.
the locker room.
Yes.
Is that really just the story? Like half these DBs just can't catch,
Pretty much.
or is it just it's a different angle? It's not the same.
No, they just can't catch.
Like they all wish they
Like,
could play on the other side.
Wide
of the ball.
receivers, all they do is catch off the jugs machine. Like, DBs never work
Yes.
on that skill.
They're going for it.
No way.
4th and 2.
You have to go.
Come on.
You're inside
could
like
ruin the whole
Kick
game.
in the
They don't
field
get it,
goal.
man.
He was
I
in,
agree
right?
with you.
He was in,
I think
right?
there's yeah. CeeDee Lamb.
Was he?
Ball. What a
I
great
mean, he
ball.
was, right?
If that was
One.
Xavier Worthy, he
Yep.
sprints. He jumps with one
He
foot
does,
over the white
yes.
line to make sure he doesn't get.
I think
his
Xavier
feet
Worthy
down.
drags his 2 feet without the football even coming to him. Okay, you know what I mean? He just falls out of bounds every time. Like, one of these days, I'm going to make this catch.
He blew through his totals
That would be
yesterday.
Did you see
tremendous.
this thing on Purdue that they painted the back of the end zone the same color as the end zone?
They're going
so the
for it.
kid
They're
thought he
going
had
for
his
it.
feet in.
No. Oh, yes, I did.
hang
and
on.
and the DB was like laughing at him when he did
Yes,
that.
he was.
What a terrible play
Throw
call.
it!
Cooper.
What a terrible play call.
Like, call a timeout. Whoa!
Rough
Roughing
the
the
passer.
quarterback. Roughing? Come on.
Illegal man downfield. Took 10 minutes.
Possibly could be holding
No.
on Tolbert.
Yeah, but it is holding. Oh, come on, Demeco.
Wow. They just take a field goal away. Like, they got baited.
They did get baited.
They got baited.
They got baited to thinking Cooper Rush was back at Central.
The best part about it is there will be people after the game asking him why he took the points off the board, which is great.
Yeah.
When and nobody would not take the points
Minus
off the board.
175 first play Texans run. Is that worth it?
Yes. Yeah. There's
Yeah, it's inside the
usually,
10,
yeah,
right?
usually you say, like, okay, let's get aggressive. The others, you're not getting aggressive.
Ball's on the 8-yard line. I tend to agree with the fellas here.
Shocking. I had to throw that out.
What?
That you agree with the fellas here.
Why would that be shocking?
I don't know. It's rare.
Screen pass. Screen pass. Screen pass.
You know.
I mean, it is tempting. The incomplete pass is 7-1, but that's
Does he
besides
take
the
the
point.
kill shot? CD up to 64 yards, by the way.
But look, the first plays of the game, there was a long touchdown on a slip screen.
Yeah.
Usually it's like Dallas is throwing a touchdown pass. Dallas is throwing multiple passes in the end zone. Like Houston hasn't even had that opportunity.
There's been very few. They've had a few, like.
But nothing was in the end zone ever. We're
No.
like, oh, break it in.
Well, yeah, what was the one we thought we were hoping on?
Nico?
Collins. And like they were guys like running in the open field where
Yeah.
you thought the sea would part.
Yeah.
Because like Jamar Chase would
Yeah.
hit the back of the end zone, but we have not had that. You guys like anyone to catch a pass on the drive?
Schultz?
You're getting plus money on every single player.
Short throw? Mixon?
It's got to be. It's slips. Like
How about Mixon?
How about Tank Dell? Like another rocket screen. There's going to be rocket screens going on.
I don't mind the Tank Dell completion, plus 155.
What about Mixon?
You're getting a plus 240 to catch a pass, Joe.
For Mixon?
Yeah.
Not a bad look.
No, I would agree with you on
Let
that.
me ask you a question. You starting to get nervous about the pre-kick total 41.5?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Wouldn't stun. I hate to say it. I'm not rooting it. If this game ended 20-10, it wouldn't stun. It wouldn't stun me.
Like I think that 64-yard field goal
That
they
was a
made
kid-
to
that-
bring it
that was
within
a killer.
7,
Yeah.
and now it's still double digits. That changes a lot.
100%.
Got to get off the field before
Yeah.
the end of the third quarter. Got to stop him right here. 3
Smart
and out.
play by Derek Barnett. You know what I mean? Genius.
Yeah, it is incredible.
See,
What a
guys,
genius.
That's what I did.
Yep.
That's how that stuff works out, man. All right, we're taking a quick break. We're back with you right here. Monday Night Football, Cowboys, Texans.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on Sports Grid.
Grandma Bear, who owns the football team, probably comes in, gives a little, oh, man, you're such a good little boy out there. Congratulations, the way you coach this football team. I'm never going to fire you.
Totally, I missed you pinching your own cheek as I was
that's what your
looking down
grandma
and did
does,
not
right?
know we were getting.
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there with that guy named Ben. Like, that's what your grandma will do to you when you go see her on Thanksgiving or Christmas,
The Early Line, only on Sports Grid.
Together, both Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson had huge nights. Aaron Rodgers loves the 2 big targets, and he says if this is going to happen, going to be very tough on the defense to decide who they want to go after.
Adams and this kid Wilson, I won't deny what they can do, but nobody else does jack.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on Sports Grid.
All right, back with you right here on Sports Grid. Looks like our third quarter is about to come to a close here with the Texans scoring the only points of the quarter, 3-0, because the Dallas field goal came off of that board. How about, Donnie, if people were rooting for each team for a touchdown and a field goal in each half?
Yeah.
You would have then needed a Dallas. You would need both teams to actually have a touchdown the rest of the way, which, odds feel like it could happen that, shifts some things around all of a sudden. Stroud is at 246 passing, so I need 4 more yards for our in-game wager of 250 plus. His current prop is 298.5, which is actually a number I still think he could get through. I'm not sure they close up shop the way the books do. He is plus 178 for a touchdown pass. I do believe this team is still going to be able to score a touchdown. The Texans team total is 26.5, but minus 166 juice is not very tempting, especially because you never know what happens with an extra point.
Well, here's the thing, too. Are we confident that Stroud can throw that touchdown, or is it going to be Mixon again for his third and signed, sealed, delivered, right? Anytime touchdown outside of Mixon is who? Who has value for the Texans right now? Let me see.
Well, I guess I'll go to your bag. I mean, you want 16-1 Stroud, sneaks it in? But see, that doesn't feel right that he's the same number as like Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
Why is that?
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like he would scramble in at this point. He's, 21 of 29, 246.
Unless it's right on the inch line. And
At that point, though, you know what? I guess to counter my own point, they'd probably give it to Mixon.
Would they?
Before the sneak, I think. I feel like they would be like, here's your third. Go ahead, be happy about it. CeeDee Lamb at 64s, 82.5. Is there anyone on the Dallas side you guys are interested in?
I have Tolbert already. I hate to say this to complete a parlay. It's a big one, so if Tolbert wants to come home for me, that would be great.
What's he need?
Just a touchdown. That's all I need.
Is Dowdle done for the game?
I think so.
Like under 24.5 rushing yards, I actually don't think it's a terrible look.
They'll put him in for pass protection because he's bigger than Deuce Vaughn. But I think Deuce Vaughn, if we can get maybe a receiving total on him.
Zeke in for that to me.
We haven't seen how many snaps has Zeke gotten tonight?
Not a lot, but
a couple at the end of the half, like when they're passing. Yeah, but that's it. Like, what's Mixon's rushing number right now live? 1 quarter to go with the lead.
Fair question. 111.5. That's way too high.
Wow.
32.
Yeah, he would have to bust one. Yeah, he would.
Yeah, I don't love that. Now, it doesn't mean he can't get there, but I agree with you. That's a little tall. Little tall for my taste.
All right, now.
Total's down to 40 and a
See,
half,
now
though.
the book is baiting you here.
What do you got?
They have C.J. Stroud. They just had a 5.5 rushing total. Minus 182. He's at 6.
Yep.
So the 2 knees. But they're baiting you.
But the thing is, like, knees are never a guarantee. You know? Like,
well, I'm
sometimes
just saying.
I got
you're
you.
laying minus 182.
Yeah.
It's minus 184.
Why do they have to count that? The knees.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
What's this? Is that Mixon?
It's easy to fix.
That was second down.
I think it's third down.
Third down now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did you run it?
You run it again.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because then the clock.
But you're not going for it on 4th down here. I don't care how short it is. So you just run it.
This
I think
is the Stroud. This is just you should have.
Oh my
Wow.
Who's that?
Just a stupidity from a coaching staff. Just absolute flat out
Why
stupidity.
would Slowick do that?
You rush to the line and you throw the football. They're not going
wait.
for this. No shot. There's zero shot they would give Dallas a free 3 points.
Well, then why would you throw it?
It doesn't
at
make
that?
sense. It was a terrible pass.
I understand you want the momentum, but that's overly aggressive. Are they faking this punt?
But
No.
they snapped it so quick that
Usually it would be a sneak if you go that quick.
I mean,
correct.
Look at the funny part is look at this. And you didn't run. No, they're not faking this. But you didn't run that football or sneak it. Like you threw a pass there.
But my thing, Donnie, is if you snap it that quick, right?
Yeah.
To me, at least.
Yeah.
The defense isn't set.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be
Don't
a
field it.
3-yard out?
Oh, wow.
Why would it be a 15-yard out?
No, that doesn't. Nothing made sense on that
What's
play
the
whatsoever.
flag
Now,
here?
granted,
Holding?
I don't think it was offsides.
Was it holding?
Roughing the punter. Looks like Houston's going to
Nah,
go
he
back
had a
on
great
the
punt.
field.
He don't care about roughing the punter. That was landed inside the 5.
I don't know. I would never be that excited about that. See, I know
Punters get excited.
They do.
It's in their contract, probably, right?
You can
Inside
tell
the
me
10.
I'm worried.
What was the call?
I
missed
don't
it.
know. We don't get to listen to it.
Now I'm worried Stroud just threw the ball for the last time in this game.
Oh, stop. Don't say that.
Okay. Well, I am, so I'm saying it.
Like you have Mixon on 3rd and the tip of a football.
Yeah, but
you quarterback sneak, it's an automatic 1st down. You hand it off, it's an automatic 1st down. You throw a 15-yard out, which isn't even to your number 1 wide out.
But answer me this. How is that, like, it is this bizarre aggressiveness, but how did it not work? Like, what they did was so stunning and so fast in
and
its
also
nature.
a terrible execution with a bad pass. That's a good pass. That's a first down.
Yeah.
But the fact that why would you run? Still, I don't care who you are. A 15-yard out in the NFL in one-on-one coverage is still quite a tough pass to complete.
Yeah, that's the length of it all was really surprising to me there.
I don't know.
Nothing.
It was on. It was I guess on Houston. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know what it would have been.
There you go. There you go, CD.
All right, come on, hurry it up.
Well, he has a chance now to get into the to around 100 yards, right?
Yeah.
Because he had around 60 before that. He's up to 93.
Yeah.
He was around 4-1 for 100 yards in this game.
He was.
Something I was considering and ended up playing Dowdle instead for the attempts, which looked great early.
Great.
He has one carry in the second half.
Maybe he comes back in now into play because they need a field goal in this drive, so you're planning for that, and there's still plenty of time.
That's true. Yeah, we don't have a done football game, right?
No.
To your point, Dallas points now feels paramount for the wagers, though, right? To keep this thing normal.
I think is that Dowdle back in the game? No,
yeah, it
is.
is.
It? Yeah, okay.
Go deep.
Yeah, it is.
There we go. Flag him. 2-yard play.
Kev, we're through the 500. We should be now.
Yeah, we are.
268.
Yeah, we're
Great
through the
call by
500.
us.
Yeah,
It was a good call in this game.
but how about we have it without 250 out of Stroud?
Yeah,
wouldn't have expected that.
Illegal
Stroud to
shift
throw
right off the bat. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, they're going to have to stay. The thing with Dallas is they do need tempo. You don't have to get out of your.
No, but you have to show us
rhythm.
a sense of urgency right
Yes.
here.
Like, I think and again, this is not because I have the Rico bet. I do not think it's a winner at all. But you can run the football in opportunistic chances here. You just can't let the play clock get down to 5, 4. You got to move with some pace here. We're going to move with some pace to this break and come right back for you. It's Monday Night Football on Sports Grid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on Sports Grid.
Grandma Bear, who owns the football team, probably comes in, gives a little, oh, man, you're such a good little boy out there. Congratulations, the way you coach this football team. I'm never going to fire you.
Totally, I missed you pinching your own cheek as I was
that's what your
looking down
grandma
and did
does,
not
right?
know we were getting.
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there with that guy named Ben. Like, that's what your grandma would do to you when you go see her on Thanksgiving or Christmas,
The Early Line, only on Sports Grid.
Together, both Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson had huge nights. Aaron Rodgers loves the 2 big targets, and he says if this is going to happen, going to be very tough on the defense to decide who they want to go after.
Adams and this kid Wilson, I won't deny what they can do, but nobody else does jack.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on Sports Grid.
Back here to a dejected desk that also, of course, just watched another electric play happen during the commercial break. Scoop and score touchdown forced by Derek Barnett and returned by Derek Barnett. That's because there was a fumble in between the one that he forced by Jalen Petrie there. call it like it is. It was worst-case scenario. I need 4 more yards out of Stroud. We all could use a Stroud passing touchdown.
Yeah.
And the ball being picked up there by Houston could have helped all those things.
Yep.
Nothing is helped by a defensive score like that. Dallas is also now throw only. So you certainly could talk me into some Cooper Rush alts. But, man, Lisi, this game has now turned into quite a mess.
Yeah, it has. And I guess the only thing, if you want to look at it in regards to the Houston side, is maybe Joe Mixon on the ground. That 103.5 is looking okay at 82, right? Or do they pull him and put the backups in? It all depends if Dallas.
I don't know.
It all depends if Dallas scores on this drive or not. Do we believe that Dallas is good? It's what, 17?
Also, is Dallas going for it very early?
Yeah. What do you mean go?
Like on your own 34 or 4th and 4.
Yeah. I would have to think at this point, yes, no? You've been blown out by double digits in all these games.
Yeah.
If it's 4th and less than 10, I'm going for it. I mean, if it's 4th and 30, then maybe no.
Yeah.
But 4th and 8, 4th and 7, as long as you're over your own 30, what are you going to do? Kick the football back? You're down 3 scores right now.
So,
interesting.
Just out of curiosity, because my pessimistic brain, Stroud is at 264.5 for a live prop. He's currently at 246.
Mm-hmm.
Is he actually going to throw the ball again in this game?
Stroud?
It all depends.
He will.
Yeah, if
He will.
we could get a score quick.
Let's just say that if there's 9
time?
minutes to go, they're up 17, he's still throwing the football.
How much time is left now?
If they, and when I say throwing the football, 3rd and 6, they're not running that.
Think about what happened in last. I know it's a different team, Detroit, but they surrendered a 4th quarter lead.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be as aggressive, I think, until it's too late. Especially if Dallas scores on this drive.
Yeah,
we need Dallas. If you're backing anything on Houston, passing wise, you need a score within 3 minutes. For me, it's got to be hurry up for Cooper Rush. You want to jump on CD 111.5? What is that? 20 yards? Telling me, I mean, at some point they just took it down.
I think the only chance that you have for a Texans score is if you stop Dallas right now on a 4th down play
on a short yard.
Yes, otherwise they don't care about scoring at all.
No, you're right. Or if Dallas, like I said, comes down in 3 minutes, scores even a field goal puts it in play because, again, 2-score game, right?
Yeah, but that's the whole field, and they'll just chew time and be happy about that. Like, you need something like,
that's
wow.
the hit to the head.
Shot.
No, there it is.
Yep.
Now we're cooking.
Petrie.
Now we're cooking. Cross midfield, we're right at the 50, 45, 46.
Good point.
I mean,
Time stops.
Yeah. I need Tolbert for a touchdown. Put some money back in the pocket there.
They throw guys out of games in the NFL.
They threw a guy out a couple weeks ago, didn't they? Who'd they throw out?
Punch somebody.
No,
right?
I think like a headshot. Steelers guy or something, maybe Ravens guy, I forget. I want to say they threw somebody out in the NFL.
I mean, it was a good shot. I mean, it was to the head and neck. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, yeah. He extended the forearm, too. You never go. Yeah, he launched.
Yeah, he did.
All right, come on.
A little bit.
Launch him.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So they're out,
47?
They're at the 49-yard line now after that. So, and here's the thing with Dallas. They can kick a field goal.
Right. So, again, but you want the touchdown. You wanted a 10-point game, and then your defense maybe can get you off the field. We got to score here. Come on. He's holding the ball way too long. What is he doing?
4 down territory.
Yes, that's what I was just going to bring up there. You might not have had 4 down territory back where you were. Now you definitely have 4 down territory. I want to see how Dallas plays this because this isn't like they're going to give us the run. Dallas's run game stinks.
Right.
So I think you have to pass it 3 more times.
I agree.
All right, again, we know it's a...
But is it a penalty, though? I mean,
I guess that's what they're probably saying.
Well,
head and neck?
He did extend.
This looks like a good hit to me.
Yeah, shoulder to shoulder.
I don't know.
You're not allowed to light anybody up.
No.
Probably what it comes down to, right? I mean, that's just...
Come on, protection.
Pick.
Probably. They've dropped a few tonight, haven't they?
Yep.
Let me ask you guys with this quick. I mean, well, you know what? We'll get into it kind of big picture. What does this mean for Dallas? When do we see Trey Lance in, if at any point? I'm not saying this is Rush's fault, but and then also, you know, what this means for the Texans. It's a very big weekend in the AFC. We can talk a little bit about some of those results. Buffalo beating Kansas City, the Chargers taking down the Bengals, and the Baltimore Ravens losing once again to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's all coming up in our final hour of coverage here on In Game Live.
sharpest football contest show in the land. The Las Vegas Football Contest Show focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on Sports Grid.
Grandma Bear, who owns the football team, probably comes in, gives a little, oh, man, you're such a good little boy out there. Congratulations. The way you coach this football team, I'm never going to fire you.
Totally, I missed you pinching your own cheek as I was looking down and did not know we were getting.
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there with that guy named Ben. Like, that's what your grandma would do to you when you go see her on Thanksgiving or Christmas,
The Early Line, only on Sports Grid.
Together, both Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson had huge nights. Aaron Rodgers loves the two big targets, and he says if this is going to happen, going to be very tough on the defense to decide who they want to go after.
Adams and this kid Wilson, I won't deny what they can do, but nobody else does jack.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on Sports Grid.
All right, back with you. It is In-Game Live. It's Kevin Walsh, Donnie Rightside, and Joe Lisi. The Texans lead 27-10. Dallas there on a 4th and 10 at midfield. Went for it. A holding penalty, a Cooper Rush scramble, a 20-yard completion, all negated because of that holding penalty there. And it'll put the Houston offense back on the field. We will talk about this game plenty, but I think this is a good time to quickly just circle back around to what we saw on Sunday. And I want to begin with what was the biggest game that was played, and it was Buffalo and it was Kansas City. It was a 30-21 win for Josh Allen and the Bills. They go to 5-0 at home. They've scored 30 points at least in every single home game. Donnie, was this win to you more about Buffalo winning or Kansas City losing?
More about Buffalo winning. Like, they took it to the Kansas City Chiefs. This was a spot that I expected them to win early in the week. Late in the week, I started to get nervous about the Buffalo Bills with the injury situation. But Josh Allen said, yeah, it's just a regular season game, and he treated it that way. He was fantastic when you needed him, which included that 4th down play, rumbles into the end zone, and wins that football game right on the spot because they go up 2 scores as opposed to going for a field goal, Joe, and winning by 5 points. You know they would have lost that game. I loved the Buffalo Bills' killer instinct. They understood the task at hand, and they handled
Aggressive by McDermott, number one. And think about the weapons that they didn't have in there. No Keon Coleman, no Dalton Kincaid, and Josh Allen still found a way to pull that victory out, win it by, double digits or 9 points in that matchup. They solidified themselves right now as one of the best teams in all of the NFL. And as long as Josh Allen doesn't turn the football over, they are a dominant team, right? Yeah. And the biggest thing I think when you look at Kansas City is now they were exposed by a better team, potentially, in Buffalo. Where does this team go? We know they have Carolina on deck. Are they exposed throughout the regular season now in the second half of the year? We saw it with a bunch of teams last year, Jacksonville, Philadelphia. Now, it's a different team in terms of Pat Mahomes. They've been there, done that. But again, where is their confidence level? Because it's not just Kelsey anymore. Xavier Worthy, great first half, non-existent in the second half. You need to have a complete game, and that's what we haven't seen out of Kansas City for much of the regular season. Look at this. Talk about blowing through the number.
Like to see that, though. Like to see that.
Oh, you want to know something crazy, though?
Yeah.
Just because I was taking a look at it.
Yes.
Minus 220 for the first play to be a run of 1+ yards.
Wow.
You were getting, like 4-1, I think, for a completion and 13-1 for an incompletion.
Can you have gotten an old number on C.J. Rushing?
I'm not sure.
That 5.5. I'm just saying 5.5 at minus 184. I mean, you're never in doubt now. Look at this.
26. What was that? 20-yard run? How far was that?
Yeah.
20. Unbelievable.
I don't know. Now I feel like they will let him throw.
They will let him throw.
You know,
He's gonna throw again.
I need Mechie. Can we get Mechie?
I
Come
hope
on,
so.
7
I
yards.
love this. Come on.
Come on.
Dial it up. Dial it up.
Who was that?
Come on.
Who was that?
Dropped it. Well, they're giving it to him.
Good
I don't
catch,
think he caught that.
Easy, Donnie.
Donnie, he caught it?
I don't know. I'm playing pessimist right now. I don't want to get my hopes
Did he
up.
catch this?
There's no way he caught
He
that.
caught that. You got it. You got it.
I'll tell you this. If I did, oh,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Oh, come
on.
Wait a minute.
Knocking TVs
Whoa,
over
whoa,
back here now.
whoa,
You got to
whoa.
be kidding. Why is he even doing that right now?
Check Panther.
Man.
Check Panther. We need another camera.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, how do you overturn the? What view did they have that we didn't have there?
For me, do I think he caught that? No. I'm just not sure if they can overturn it.
Correct.
That's all. I do not think he caught it.
You thought it bounced?
Clear eye. Give me clear eyes in the back. What do we expect on this? An overturn?
This is going to let you know.
He catches that ball. His arms
I don't
are
know
under
how
it.
you can overturn that.
But wait a minute.
They caught
the
it a
ball
catch on the
didn't
field.
bounce.
Physics wise, I actually don't think he caught it. But if you just watch that play without knowing how they called it and on live, I'm like, he didn't catch that football. Knowing how you have to make that catch as a wideout. Yeah, but those three things they just showed there's no way you can overturn
But
that.
his forearms were under it.
Yeah, but you said
physics. What do we
like to have a ball that close down and for you to go down and scoop it perfectly like that between your arms without it actually impacting the ground is
I think
almost
he made
impossible.
The catch. It looked like he made the catch.
I don't know. Just
thought it
saying.
was a fantastic catch.
Cowboys win the challenge. It's incomplete.
All right.
So there you go.
He killed it.
I gotta be honest with you. He didn't catch that at all. You saw it bounce. I needed it.
Yeah.
I'd argue more than the rest of the desk too. Not that I disagree with your guys.
Staying aggressive, so it's a
perspective.
shame. Was it a bad pass? Like
It was. Well,
was it the only place you could catch it? Though is what I'm saying.
Well, I feel
you know
like
what I
he
mean?
stepped up in the pocket and he was a little pressured and he threw it. No, I mean,
All I know is there's no reason to just go into it. Like this second down run is going to break my heart.
No.
Whatever. It is what it is.
Are we that far behind?
Apparently.
Boy. All right.
No, yeah, I think let's just and we'll circle back. We'll let this play out. But we were talking a little Bills Chiefs, and look, I think for Buffalo, it was got to have it a little bit
right
from. Hey, we can win at this level this year because the Baltimore loss has, I think, been held over their heads a little. But I didn't think it was a great Buffalo spot. They were missing Kincaid. They were missing Keon Coleman. The offensive line was a little banged up heading into the football game. Amari Cooper's not really played any type of full football this year with this group. So I thought from that end of it, it was really great for Buffalo to get it done. We'll see what it means big picture. I know I've been harping on it. I'm going to keep harping on it. The LeBron of this league is just playing the worst football in the prime of his career, and we just toss it aside because of their record. 2 picks, 5.9 yards per pass. I know we had 3 touchdowns. I understand that. Those touchdown passes were on the 10-yard line, the 2-yard line, and the 1-yard line. Kareem Hunt could have scored 2 of those pretty easily. I know that the QBR is inside the top 8. The Pro Football Focus rating is somehow inside the top 8.
Yeah.
Because Mahomes is being elevated with what he's done this season as a runner, which is hilarious because he has a rushing touchdown. So I guess his timeliness, because that's what he is. He's a clutch player, and that's not left him whatsoever. But still, like, the whole basis of that team.
Staying aggressive. Mick, that was Mick.
Is that Schultz?
That got you to it. That's got to be 4.
Yeah,
That's what you needed was 4.
It was
there
exactly
you go.
4.
Yep, there you go.
No tunnel screens.
There you go.
That was great. We needed that.
All right, so you're
But,
good.
you know,
I need Mechie.
Now that I can kind of clear my consciousness, they're desperately trying to score a touchdown on this drive.
Yeah.
They're trying.
Well, we saw Dan Campbell throw up 35. I'm just saying.
No. He did. And let me just say, I think.
I respect.
For me, if we're in the third quarter, it's not my fault you didn't show up to this game. My guys work really hard, and they deserve to run it up if you're not going to show up. I have no problem with Dan Campbell throwing that ball there. And I wish he threw it to Brock Wright.
Yeah.
But I have no problem with what the Lions did
Got the
yesterday
young
in
man
that
a touchdown.
spot.
Just get out of there. They did not run it. I don't understand. Like sometimes I
That's also a
don't
clear
understand though.
by the way. That was a clear penalty, no?
I don't know. It didn't look like it.
Isn't that the wrap around there?
Yeah, he did. I mean, look, it's close quarters on that. That's like a 50-50 call. But I don't understand some of the play calling here from the Texans. You got legitimately dominant wideouts out there, and a lot of these big spots are going to just the wrong person.
I mean,
like that play's dead covered.
They threw the ball on every single play of that drive.
Yeah.
So where now, man, I actually really still think I wouldn't hate what odds do you need, Donnie, to play the Stroud touchdown? We're getting
pass?
850.
Huh?
850. Because if we can get that turnover on downs here, they won it, I think. I think they won it.
I don't know.
Lisi?
You think that they want the touchdown for Stroud?
I think they want a touchdown, so maybe
you
it happens
got to
in
go
the
for
air.
it. There's 9 minutes left. You're down 17 points.
Yeah, like
well, I don't care if you're inside your 20. You can't punt.
I tend to agree. Now, I think on 4th and 17 because we took a ton of sacks. Sometimes teams will go, listen, we're not going to get embarrassed like that. But I think 12 and less. I think they're going for me at least.
Yeah, I mean, Tolbert. All right, get this guy involved. Come on.
They're showing Trey Lance on the sideline there.
Oh, he's got his helmet on. He's ready to go.
What a career it's been, man.
Revolutionized the game.
Yeah, the pick that never was for that football team.
It's open.
I love this.
All right, quick break. We're back with you. It's Sports Grid in Game Live.
The hopes.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on Sports Grid.
Grandma Bear, who owns the football team, probably comes in, gives a little, oh, man, you're such a good little boy out there. Congratulations, the way you coach this football team. I'm never going to fire you.
Totally, I missed you. Pinching your own cheek as I was
that's what your
looking down
grandma
and did
does,
not
right?
know we were getting.
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there with that guy named Ben. Like, that's what your grandma would do to you when you go see her on Thanksgiving or Christmas,
The Early Line, only on Sports Grid.
Together, both Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson had huge nights. Aaron Rodgers loves the 2 big targets, and he says if this is going to happen, going to be very tough on the defense to decide who they want to go after.
Adams and this kid Wilson, I won't deny what they can do, but nobody else does jack.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on Sports Grid.
Back right here on Sports Grid, we're watching the Dallas drive that looked dire in a few spots, but has opened up. All of a sudden, Ezekiel Elliott getting workload that wasn't necessarily anticipated here. I don't think there's a wild amount of rooting interest, so if I could just circle back to another thing that we saw on Sunday. And, look, I don't want to take away from the Pittsburgh Steelers' victory against Baltimore. The Steelers just find ways, right? And by the way, that really is not a compliment. It's They're not very good. They're not playing good, but they won the game. That's what that means. It's what we've done with Kansas City. It's what we did with Pittsburgh. The Baltimore Ravens are being given far too much respect in the futures market. They are very clearly, to me, the San Francisco 49ers. We know they've been in the race for years.
Yeah.
We know they have stars throughout the roster. But, Donnie, they keep showing us that they can't get the job done.
Yeah.
And the Baltimore Ravens have continually let people down, whether that's, the postseason, whether that's, in big games in the regular season with their inability to beat the Chiefs or their struggles against Pittsburgh. And I look at the Ravens with better odds to win the Bills, to win the Super Bowl. I find that to be ridiculous.
Yeah, and look at the Ravens going on the road against a very capable Chargers team and then coming back and taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. So a West Coast trip to an East Coast trip, that's going to be tough. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think next Monday night's football game is that Charger game. So they're going to be a little bit behind the 8 ball when they take on the Eagles that following week. Could we be looking at, I know it's far-fetched, they're a good football team. 7-6 is a possibility for the Ravens.
Yeah. 100%. They still haven't had their bye week yet.
Yeah. I would have said, and I did say it, like before that Cleveland loss, they were playing as good as anybody from an offensive perspective.
Yeah.
They could score with anybody.
No doubt.
Defense, they're certainly missing Mike McDonald, and that defense isn't as dominant. I think they're actually missing Patrick Queen, too. I mean, look at what he's doing in regards to Pittsburgh's defense, one of the emotional leaders. So you take players out, secondary's getting abused, they've had injuries.
Yeah.
And then you play down to Cleveland, you lose. Mm-hmm. You want to say you played down to Pittsburgh a little bit offensively? I mean, the 2 games in the beginning part of the year, they should have won at least one of those.
Yeah.
And now, again, they might be a 500 team. I'll say this about that matchup with L.A. That secondary better step up because Herbert's starting to deal with those wide receivers, and all of a sudden the passing attack is looking like more consistent each and every week. So it's not going to be a gimme game.
No, it's absolutely not. I just think sometimes we watch teams and we think, it's a better version, or it's a better version. And it's actually unfair to the Niners to make that comparison. Baltimore's 4 more Dallas Cowboys. They are. We go, the Cowboys aren't going to make it. And then they don't. And then Baltimore has done that same. I know they played in the conference championship game last year, but what they did was
got to go for this?
100%. You have to go for this.
Yeah.
It's only the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
You have to go for this, and I think it gives us a shot. An outside one, but a shot.
Yeah.
At the passing touchdown.
You need to, here's what, if you play it out, they knock this down. There's 6 minutes to go in the game. It's a 3rd and 2.
Yeah.
They run that little, let me roll out of the pocket, somebody's wide open shot.
Yeah. I think they might even.
By the way, this game is not even going to go over the total.
I know.
That's insanity.
Crazy. 500-plus yards.
Well, here's the thing with Dallas. They have 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
It was on a Turpin 64-yard broken play, realistically.
Oh, this is
perfect.
Awesome. Oh, my goodness. No flags.
Shot.
No flags. No flags.
We got a shot.
No flags. We do have a legitimate shot.
We got a shot.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
Wow. Do we have juice in a game that we thought we were dead?
Plus 630. Just leave it. Don't be greedy.
Just leave it. Don't get greedy. You cheered on organically now.
All right, fair enough.
Lisi, anything here as you scroll through the endless amounts?
I win a parlay with Schultz touchdown, so if they want to throw it into the end zone.
Is that the only thing you would have live on this final drive,
yeah,
let's just say?
For Houston.
Okay.
On the Dallas side, I have multiple things open.
Any yards on Dallas?
No. I have all the yards are through for me.
Yeah.
The only thing I need is Tolbert for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I don't care who gets it to him.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush, Trey Lance, give me somebody. Can we scrape a high school kid out from Perriman?
I'd say something funny.
It was we get somebody
minus 190 for this first play to be a run, which or a run of one plus, which is funny that it was less than the prior drive, where I guess the books adjusted to them coming out so pass heavy the last go around.
This is.
I think they're playing normal offense here. I think we can get a pass on this 2nd and 7 play. I really believe
do
that.
They want the total? That's the question. Do they want the total?
But also, how bad does Dallas want this? They have 3 timeouts. They could be a player in this.
They're dropping like flies, Donnie. I mean, this is like
their whole offensive line is down.
I mean, it is. Dallas is getting destroyed. Like, we say this, like, sometimes with these games, then we go, what'd you expect?
Yeah.
What do you mean? They're under their team total. They're down by 17. Tackle him.
Make a play. No flags. All right.
Boy.
Now, what's the optimistic? Is it run, play action pass?
No, I'd like to see.
Or is it a pass like
here?
They're loading the box? Pass on first down. All right, let me get up.
Yeah.
Let me get up. We need.
Hey, Lisi, let me ask you
something.
something.
Vibes.
The look ahead is Dallas catching 10 in Washington. You think that number moves?
Where is it? Home
Washington.
Come on now.
I believe in Washington.
Yeah. Does that line move? Yeah. 11.5, 12. They have no, but they're
come on, look, no spoilers.
I need,
no spoilers.
I need one, by the way, 7 yards. You said yards?
Yes.
I need 7 yards out of Mechie.
Come on.
So either a
now.
touchdown by Schultz or 7 yards by Mechie.
I don't mind the handoff here. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Yep, I don't mind it.
This is
Now hear me out on the play call here. Play action, pull it back, roll while you roll out. Nico Collins. Mechie?
Schultz. I'll take Mechie or Schultz.
How many touchdown props do we got? We
have
have the whole
yards,
team?
Yards for Schultz. I realize. I complete a parlay with either Schultz or...
Can we get a touchdown pass to Mixon here, which will cash 2 tickets for me? Can we get that?
I can't believe he doesn't have a catch during
He had the one catch, too, which was that one.
Starting to jab.
Huh?
CD getting into it.
Come on. Come on now.
We could use it.
We don't have the stars. Nico's not even out there though.
They're not covering numbers perfect. Absolutely.
Short. Oh, the play action. Can you get the play action here?
I hope so.
Can you get the play action?
Just throw it.
Yeah, because they're expecting maybe a run because you're running the clock wide open tight end. Wide open tight end.
If I'm Houston, by the way.
Fights now.
With the flags. Here we go. How many flags?
It's all offsetting. It's all offsetting.
It's got to be offsetting. It's got to be offsetting.
4 flags on the field. Oh, you know what's the best news? And I hate to do this, but we're about to head to commercial break.
Look at that.
We should be getting a touchdown during our commercial break. Kevin Walsh, Donnie, right side, and Joe Lisi. We're back with you after this break.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on Sports Grid.
Grandma Bear, who owns the football team, probably comes in, gives a little, oh, man, you're such a good little boy out there. Congratulations, the way you coach this football team. I'm never going to fire you.
Totally, I missed you pinching your own cheek as I was looking down and did not know we were getting.
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there with that guy named Ben. Like, that's what your grandma would do to you when you go see her on Thanksgiving or Christmas,
The Early Line, only on Sports Grid.
Together, both Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson had huge nights. Aaron Rodgers loves the 2 big targets, and he says if this is going to happen, going to be very tough on the defense to decide who they want to go after.
Adams and this kid Wilson, I won't deny what they can do, but nobody else does jack.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on Sports Grid.
Back with you here. It's In-Game Live. We had a 3rd down pass that somehow...
By the way, what is Mixon's number? He did get through his 41.5.
He had to go down. It was 3rd and 4.
Yeah, gotcha.
But we are hoping for a passing touchdown. Mixon somehow picked up the yardage, but went out at the 2.
This is a run.
Can we get a deep play action to Schultz here?
Oh, come on, man.
Is he short?
Nah, he's in.
All right.
You got to be kidding me. We had our chance, too.
All right.
Yeah, but like this is so undeserving. Like the fact that the ball was thrown to Mixon and it still just was a Mixon touchdown is
It was
so,
All right.
the
total comes in 41.5.
It was the play call that we absolutely loved, but the execution of it should have been a wide open touchdown, that play.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. All right.
I agree.
Can I get any type of offense out of Dallas to score a touchdown? Can I get a gimme touchdown to Tolbert? That would be fantastic.
So Dallas is plus 265 to put up points.
Is it Lance or is it Rush?
Lance, I'll make it a guess.
All right.
So I would not bet then because there's some Rush numbers out there you could bet. I also wouldn't bet CD numbers. I don't think he'll be on the field.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think Tolbert will. Tolbert will. I think you could, please plus 178 for 4 more yards. I don't hate that at all. I really don't.
I need him. I need a touchdown. Could they get across midfield and give me a shot? That would be the only way.
Like, is Rico Dowdle the running back on the field right now, do we think, or no?
Probably Zeke, no?
I
don't know if it's Vaughn.
I would just let Vaughn go.
I guess because Dowdle for 6 more rush receiving yards is out there, which I would love because I think they might run it. I think they might throw it. I'm not sure which one they do.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's Dowdle.
They might not win another home game all year.
They're going to be favored on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but the Giants, cutlets.
Who do you take in that game, though, now?
What do you think the spread is?
Dallas -3.
Take Tyrone Tracy. Go nuts.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I mean, we'll see what DeVito does on Sunday after the Bucs.
It's going to be the 4 o'clock game, so, hopefully by the Detroit game we have money in the pocket.
Detroit, Chicago?
Yeah. It's not a bad game.
And what's the night game? Didn't the night game end up being bad somehow?
It's never bad when you can put some money on it.
What are you talking about?
The Thursday night Thanksgiving.
Dolphins, your team.
Yeah, Dolphins, Packers.
Yeah.
That's
all
a
right.
good game. That's got juice.
It's a big one for Miami if they're going to make
We'll be live
the
in the
playoffs.
studio for that game. It's Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night live in the studio.
How about that?
Not happening. All right,
Yeah.
come on.
That's Rush.
All
It's
right.
Vaughn. I can't tell.
Yeah, he's tiny. It's got to be him.
That's what I was going off of.
Let's run it every play.
Yeah, they
Here
just
we
want to
go.
get out of
This
here.
is
Yep.
Raheem Morris 2.0.
They lost their entire line. I can't believe Mixon got 3 touchdowns tonight.
So
3 of them.
let's zoom out for a second.
All close.
Yeah, because listen, Dallas, McCarthy. After this game, you fire him. You're waiting for the season.
No, they're waiting for the
I would have
season.
fired.
He doesn't get fired this early in the season, but he will get fired in late December.
So he doesn't make the year.
He doesn't make the year.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think he makes the year.
What's the point of that?
I think it's too early to. If you know he's gone anyway, what's the point of him not finishing like the next 2 to 3 games?
Right.
You just let him go, and then you can
You
him in
got it.
December.
Are they going for this on 4th
I don't
down?
know. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I'm just saying, no one like you can root it in, but it doesn't matter. The McCarthy thing is fascinating, but this is kind of the point. You can't sit there and be like, oh, what do you want me to do? I don't have Dak. Like,
Yeah.
you're catching 7.5 in these games.
Yeah.
You're not catching 24, which is what they're losing by in this matchup, or 28, which is what they lost by last week. This is a team getting embarrassed on a week-to-week basis.
Right. At home, nonetheless. So
Yes.
if you can't even sell tickets to the fan base and they're going to start to show up or not show up.
Correct.
You have a half Jerry's not going to like half capacity on Thanksgiving night to watch Tommy Cutlets and Cooper Rush battle it out.
No, I mean, it's really bad. It's really, really
We'll say
bad
the
right
tickets
now.
have already been sold, Joe. Who cares if they show up?
Tickets as low as $32.
It's a bad product, though. It's a bad product.
It's an awful product.
I mean,
There's-
they're getting
like it's almost like if you're a bad football team, but you want all your home games. Like, okay, but it's embarrassing to an owner to get these. Like, we've all been through those, even as an Eagles fan. I remember sitting in the stands or leaving at halftime of a Seattle Seahawks Philadelphia Eagles game where it was Monday night to retire Reggie White's jersey, and nobody was in the second half, and Al Michaels just had a laugh with John Madden the rest of the half. Embarrassing situation.
And that's what every game has basically been this year for the Dallas Cowboys. They have only one game that has been within, I think, 20 points at home this season. We'll be right back with you. We'll button it up here on Sports Grid.
sharpest football contest show in the land. The Las Vegas Football Contest Show focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
We live in a society right now where everybody's a snowflake, everybody's a cupcake, and everybody thinks that nothing is fair. Everything is like, it's not fair. We should have a better chance. We need more. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when you needed to have a perfect goddamn record to win a college football championship. That's the way it was. 11-1, too bad.
Sports Rage tonight, only on Sports Grid.
Grandma Bear, who owns the football team, probably comes in, gives a little, oh, hey, you're such a good little boy out there. Congratulations, the way you coach this football team. I'm never going to fire you.
Totally, I missed you pinching your own cheek as I was
that's what
looking
your
down
grandma
and did
does,
not
right?
know we were getting.
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there with that guy named Ben. Like, that's what your grandma will do to you when you go see her on Thanksgiving or Christmas,
The Early Line, only on Sports Grid.
Together, both Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson had huge nights. Aaron Rodgers loves the two big targets, and he says if this is going to happen, going to be very tough on the defense to decide who they want to go after.
Adams and this kid Wilson, I won't deny what they can do, but nobody else does jack.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on Sports Grid.
All right, we're closing it out in Game Live. Kevin Walsh, Donnie Rightside, and Joe Lisi. A game that, I don't know, scraped by with a little bit of money. I don't know. I mean, Cooper Rush is 338 passing. How did we not make loads of money in this game?
I know.
Yeah.
The total is over.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Yep. If I would have told you when they hit the touchdown they had 10 points, Dallas's team total.
I think it was 23 and a half,
Yeah.
you said, right?
Ooh. They're not going to call timeouts. Are
Turpin
they?
is
Are they calling
encroaching on
timeouts?
the lead receiver in this game, which is
Unbelievable.
pretty remarkable.
No
Now, why would
timeouts.
they even snap this football? Look at Jerry and the boys. Still packed up in the owner's suite, though. Feeling good.
Well, he has post-game interviews. He has to.
That's true. He's getting ready
we
for
get
it.
to Tolbert, just throw a sizzler.
It's Mingo.
Picked? No.
This Mingo, he
Oh, my
came
goodness.
on.
Right, Mingo's on the team. Invisible.
Yeah,
Great
Jonathan
move.
Mingo.
He doesn't even get hurt. Don't even play him.
Yeah.
All right, this is done. Dallas is done. When you guys scale
Yeah.
the AFC, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I told you to open the tier number one, Kansas City, Buffalo. You still have Baltimore in that top tier?
No.
I do. When it all comes down to it, yes.
Is Houston in that tier or below it?
Houston's just below it.
I think Baltimore and Houston are just
Would
below
be your
it.
second tier?
Yeah.
Cincinnati in that tier?
No.
LA?
Yeah, starting to, yeah.
Oh, we handed it off to who?
Interesting.
The way the offense is humming right now with Herbert, yeah.
Well, it's going to be a great week of football. Next week, it closes out with certainly something. You got your post-game show with Casey Hudson and Tom Vecchio next.